Hi, welcome back to yoga. Go ahead and make sure that your space is comfortable. And then you get some time to come back to ourselves. So let's go ahead and take nice deep breaths here, finding a comfortable seat. And just taking inhales and exhales through the nose. As we get connected with our breath here, getting centered, coming to our present moment, we're going to come to our silent mantra at the beginning of class, Aham, brahmasmi. This just means I am wholeness. So take a nice deep breath and continue breathing in Aham, brahmasmi. Aham, brahmasmi. We are releasing that here. We're going to come into our three-part breath. We've centered. We've come to our silent mantra. So get comfortable. Three-part breath. We start in the pelvis, so below the navel. Try to inhale and expand that area. And exhale, release. Inhale, expanding below the navel. And exhale, release. The next inhale, we're going to expand through the midsection. This is between the navel and the sternum. Inhale, expanding. And exhale, releasing. Another breath in the midsection. And exhale. So here we're now going to connect the lower and the mid. So as we inhale, we're drawing in from the low, expanding into the midsection, and exhale, releasing from the midsection, all the way down into the pelvis. Next, we'll be breathing in the heart, the lungs, the shoulders. Let's go ahead and inhale, and exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. So here we're going to do the three-part breath. We inhale into the low. Continue inhaling to the mid. Inhale to the chest. And as we exhale, exhaling from the chest, the midsection, all the way down into the low pelvis. Inhale to the low pelvis. Midsection, all the way up to the chest, shoulders, feeling that expansion. Exhale, releasing from the shoulders down. Inhale, starting in the pelvis, moving up, and exhale, slowly moving down. Time. And exhale. Feeling good right here. Taking just a few moments. Let's go ahead and start rolling through the shoulders. And here we're moving forward up as we inhale. As we exhale, we're going to squeeze the shoulders back and down. Nice deep breaths here. One more time, inhale forward up. And exhale back and down. Let's move the legs the opposite direction. Inhale, bring bringing the arms up. This time bringing the gaze up, the heart up, looking between the hands. One more breath here. And we're going to exhale, hinging forward. Hands come out to the sides. We're hinging at the hips and we're drawing the heart forward. So let's lengthen and flatten the back. Come back to that expanding breath. One more breath. And we're going to bring it back up. Inhale. And let's exhale, twist open to one side. Inhale, keeping length in the spine, forward up. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, forward up. Exhaling. Twisting. Inhale, lengthening forward. Exhale, twisting. Inhale, lengthen up. And exhale, let's release. We're going to come up onto our knees. So as we come up onto our knees, let's grab a brick. And we're just going to put it between so that we have it towards the glutes so we can sit on top of the brick. So it's between the feet, we're still stacked. Let's inhale, bring the arms up. If this is uncomfortable, remember there's modifications. Exhale, lateral flexion. We're going to release one hand, not a lot of weight. And stretching over with the other. Let's inhale, lengthen up. Remember, no weight onto the hand that comes down as we exhale. And we're starting to open that side body as we reach over, lateral flexion. Inhale. Exhale. So we can always do this in a sitting position or even on our easy cross-legged style. Inhale, lengthening up. And exhale, releasing to that side. Inhale, lengthen up. Let's exhale, palms together, hands to heart. We want to come into our camel. So lifting from the glutes, lifting from the floor, the glutes up. We're going to bring that brick, again, this time between the legs. And we want it an inch or two above your knee. And then you're going to draw the legs back in. Find that hip width distance apart. Knees grounded. We're going to bring fists all the way back to the lower back. Squeeze the glutes. Squeeze your inner thighs together, tightening on that brick. Glutes are engaged. Abs are tucked in. We're going to start rolling the shoulders back. Lift through the heart. Nice deep breaths. Remember, you can bring the gaze forward. If there's any issues with the neck, bring the gaze forward so you're not arching through the neck. If you're okay with arching through the neck, you can bring it as far up and back with the body. We're mainly looking for the upper torso that's lengthening and expanding. And we have the glutes tight here to protect the low back. One more breath. And let's exhale. We're going to release that. Let's remove the brick to the side. And we're going to come all the way down into our child's pose. So find a comfortable child's pose for you. Knees are hip width distance apart. Knees can also be open for our wide-legged child's pose. You can have stacked hands or fists. You can bring the hands all the way back. Let's make sure that we're coming connected back to our breath as we're in child's pose. So we're having nice deep inhales and exhales. Calming the body, calming the mind. And let's start to peel ourselves back up. We're coming into all fours. As we come into all fours, let's inhale, coming into our cow pose. Lift through the tailbone, lift through the crown of the head. Let's exhale and draw it all the way back, compressing cat. Navel to spine. Let's inhale back into our cow. Feeling that expansion in cow and the compression in our cat as we move back into cat. Remember, you're always welcome to move slower than me. Inhale. Nice deep breaths. Exhale, moving into compressing cat. Let's inhale, coming back to our flat back. Rolling those shoulders back, finding that we have stacked joints here. Coming right into our spinal balance. Lengthen one arm and the opposite leg as we dorsiflex the foot so the heel is the longest point. And let's exhale, bring it down. Switching sides. The other arm comes forward and the other leg moves back. Remember, we're drawing energy through the heel, through the back, pulling apart at the abs. As we stretch opposite directions, exhale, let's release that. We're going to now move with the breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Take your time. Inhale, lengthen. Slow, controlled motion. Exhale, contract and release. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, releasing. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Last set. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, releasing. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, release. Let's tuck our toes. And then we're going to bring our forearms down. We want to come into puppy pose. So at first we're tucking our toes, knees right below the hips. Start to stretch the arms more forward. And see if we can release the forehead between the arms. And we're exhaling, coming out of puppy. And as we do, let's just stretch through those arms. Our toes are already curled, hip width distance apart, coming right into our downward facing dog. Inhale, let's move into plank. Exhale, tuck the elbows in towards the rib cage, coming all the way down to our mat. Release the legs, release the pelvis, abs tuck in. Let's inhale, draw the elbows back, lift through the heart, through your gaze, even drawing the hands up off the ground for baby cobra. Let's exhale, press it back down, release. Inhale, press all the way down, flat back, partial plank. And exhale, we're coming into our extended child's pose, reaching forward, releasing the head. And as we take the next breath, let's start to walk the hands extending to one direction. So the hands, the torso, walk over to the side. You're still facing your mat or the earth. Taking a nice deep breath, let's walk our hands the opposite direction. Getting connected here to our breath as we stretch and lengthen, letting the body relax. And let's bring it back. So as we come back to all fours here, we're going to move into our sunbird. Let's point toes up. So one leg, toes point up, hinging at the knee. Take the opposite arm, and you can allow the fingers to wrap around the top part of the foot or the ankle. Either one. We're going to then come forward, lift the knee, draw the knee back, let that shoulder rotate back. You can even stop right here. So remember, modifications are anywhere along the process. And then when you're ready, you can press the foot into the hand or the ankle into the hand, allowing it to open the shoulder. Still taking nice deep breaths. Balancing here. And let's exhale, slowly releasing, coming back down. We're going to bend the opposite knee. Take that other hand, draw it back. Coming to the top part of the foot, wrapping fingers around the foot so we're not bending the wrist, lifting the knee, drawing the shoulder back, finding stability here before we move on. And if you're ready to move on, pressing the foot into the hand, letting it open through the shoulder, through the upper back, as well as getting a nice stretch in our quad muscle. Focusing back on the breath. And let's exhale, release that. Coming all the way back, we're going to move into our downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and walk it out here. We're just pressing through the heels, bicycling the legs, flattening the back. Let's try and even out in the feet, soften the knees, walking our hands back to our toes. As we come to the toes, keep those knees soft and bent. We're going to look forward for our monkey pose. Unless your neck doesn't allow this, then you can lengthen through. Flattening through the back. Gazing forward, let's exhale, forward fold. Keep those knees soft. Inhale, hinge at the hips, tighten those glutes. We're going to lift all the way up and over. Taking a deep breath here. Exhale, let's allow that to come all the way down. Inhale, lengthening back up and over. And this time, exhale, palms face down. We're going to hinge back into our chair pose. So hinge at the hips, hinge at the knees. Draw that energy all the way down. We're going to sweep back up. Inhale, lengthening up and over, taking our time, slow motion. Exhale, slowly coming back down. Hands, palms face down. Hinge at the hips, hinge at the knees. Sweep the arms back to the side. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, moving back into that flowing chair that we've created. So nice flow here with the inhales and exhales. Inhale, lengthen up and over. And let's exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Stepping 1 foot forward. Let's start to open up the back leg so that the feet open slightly out to that diagonal, and then bring the hips open as we open to the side of our mat. Then check in with this knee. Make sure it stacks right above the ankle, that the toes point straight forward. We're moving right into our warrior two, palms face down, roll the shoulders back, tighten through the abs, and then start to bring the gaze over the front fingertips. Come back to the breath. And let's exhale. We're going to lengthen through that leg, moving into our triangle pose. So let's hinge at the hips. Draw the arms forward. Stay here for just a moment. Roll those shoulders back. Find the hips are stacking. Abs are tucked in. Let's go ahead and release that hand and lift the opposite up. So this hand that's on the leg is not bringing all the weight, and we're not pressing into it. Should be no weight at all, that we're using our abs and back muscles. And if you find that you're moving those shoulders forward or the hips start to rotate forward, then you simply need to come up more so that we can open the shoulders and open the hips. One more breath here. And let's exhale. We're going to move it all the way back up. Let's go ahead and keep the legs lengthened. Back arm comes back behind us, reverse warrior, lifting the other arm. Reaching upward, palm faces you, stretching all the way through that side. And let's exhale. Let's go ahead and rotate our hips forward, step it forward. Inhale, let's lengthen up and over. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at the hips, tight glutes, soft knees. Inhale, let's move into our half back. So our back is parallel with the floor, our knees are still soft. We're hinged at the hips. Bring our palms forward, moving into airplane pose. Palms face down, roll the shoulders back, stretch back through the fingertips. Abs, core tight. Knees are soft. We're coming back into the breath. And let's exhale. We're going to sweep the hands forward as we come into our chair. Hinge the glutes back, hinge at the knees and hips. You can either draw those arms straight forward, or you can hinge at the elbows, roll the shoulders back, and still have a nice flat back. Let's go ahead and release that and inhale, lengthen up and over. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. We're going to step the opposite leg back. As we find our stance, our bent knee here, stacked above the ankle, toes point forward, that opposite leg back behind us is at a slight angle. We're going to open the hips to that angle. Let's open all the way to that side, check the knee, and then bring up that front arm, and the other arm comes back. You're led to our warrior two. We roll the shoulders back, lifting through the torso, looking over the front fingertips, finding the breath as we evenly press into the soles of the feet, grounding here. Let's go ahead and lengthen that front leg. We're going to move into our triangle. So lengthen, stretch forward. Let's keep it here for a breath and use our abs, our back, as we lengthen and start to open the shoulders and hips. When you're ready, go ahead and exhale. You're releasing that hand, and the opposite hand comes up. And remember to come back to the breath. Keep that knee soft. We're not locking out. Hips and elbows, shoulders are open, lengthening through the torso. Let's go ahead and start to exhale. We're going to bring the body back up. The hand comes back behind us, and we're going to continue into reverse warrior. So lifting up through the fingertips, the palm faces you. Coming to that breath, let's exhale. Release, soften, bend that knee. Let's draw those hips forward, step it forward. Inhale, lengthening up and over. Exhale, forward fold. Soften the knees enough. We bring the hands down, walk it back into downward facing dog. Inhale, let's lengthen forward into plank. Exhale, hinge at the elbows, keep a flat back, and slowly come down. You can either move into baby cobra as we inhale, squeeze the shoulders back, lifting off the ground, or you can press the palms into the ground, elbows into the rib cage, roll the shoulders back, lift through the heart, and lift through the crown in regular cobra. Go ahead and release down. Inhale, pressing back up into partial plank. Exhale, we're going to make our way all the way back into wide-legged extended child's pose. Let's start to bring it back up. Start to bring the knees under the hips. We're going to keep the arms slightly lengthened in front of us. Draw back now into extended child's pose, and we're going to bring movement to this. So our glutes back to heels, palms forward, shoulder width distance apart. We're going to start moving the glutes and hips to one side like we're making a circle if you put a clock on your back. Let's move all the way forward. Try to lengthen the back, knees to crown length. Then move to the opposite side, making that entire circle as we come all the way back down to the ground. Inhale as we move to the side and forward. And exhale as we move to the opposite side and back down to the glutes. Back down to our heels. Inhale, side. Coming to the side and forward. Exhale to the other side and all the way back down. Let's move the opposite direction. Moving to the opposite side now. Inhaling forward, flat back. Exhale to the other side, moving all the way back down. Inhale, lengthening to the side and forward. Exhale to the opposite side and back down. Last one. Inhaling to the side and forward. exhale to the other side and all the way back down. Let's inhale, come all the way into our flat back, shoulders and wrists all aligned, knees and hips coming into our windmill. Let's inhale, lengthen through the arm, lengthen through the shoulders, and exhale, bring it back down. Planting that on the ground, inhale, lengthen the opposite side. Allowing it to twist through the back as we lengthen. Exhale, bringing it down. Inhale. Nice deep breath. Exhale, release. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, releasing. Inhale, open. We're going to hold it for 3 breaths. And exhale, bring it down. Moving to the other side. Inhale. And let's exhale, release. Moving back into our downward facing dog. Still pedaling through. Let's start to open it up into a wide-legged dog. So as we open wide legs, toes point forward, heels press into the ground. If we can, soften those knees. Let's flatten through the back. Soften the knees enough. We're going to walk all the way back until we're in center straddle. So here, center straddle. Knees are soft, toes point forward, wide legs. We're trying to come back into a flat back. So if we need blocks, you're welcome to grab a block to flatten through the back wherever you're at, whether the block is higher standing or lower standing. Try and roll the shoulders back, tuck in the abs, and flatten through the back. Let's go ahead and bring one hand center, palms spread wide, and inhale, coming back into that windmill with a nice flat back, grounded feet. And let's exhale, release. Moving to the opposite side, center the other hand, inhale, lengthen into that windmill. Soften the knees, heel toe, until we're still wide. We want to now stack ankles and knees, toes point out to the side. Bring the hands to right above the knees as we bring the glutes back, hinging. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale here. We're going to exhale, take one shoulder and move it to the opposite knee. It doesn't have to come all the way there, but we're trying to bring it towards that direction. Inhale, let's lengthen back up center. Moving on to the opposite shoulder, exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale, lengthening, center. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale, lengthen center. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale, lengthen center. And exhale, sun pose, palms face up and out, abs tucked in, glutes back, knees bent. Let's inhale, lengthen all the way up. And exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Start to walk back. Now let's start to release the arms. We're going to come to hip width distance apart. This is part of balance, part of energy. So we're going to feel that energy flow here. So let's just ground the feet and start to bring the 2 big toes together so that the 2 big toes touch. The heels have approximately your fist, maybe greater, between the heels. Knees soft. Release, relax the shoulders, close the eyes. This is called bamboo in the wind as we focus on our breath. allow the body to have a soft sway. Feeling that energy. Starting to release that breath. Starting to open the eyes back up again. Let's go ahead and allow the toes to come back apart so we have our hip width distance apart. Knees are soft. Inhale, lengthening up and over. And exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Start to bring energy to one side, one leg, bringing the weight, soften the knee. We're just going to peel the heel up off the ground and come to the toes as other knee bends. Find that gazing point for balance. We're starting to lift that knee. Lifting as high as we can, then dorsiflex the foot. Let's go ahead and lengthen out straight in front of us. Lengthening through that leg. And exhale, bend the knee, draw the knee high. As we inhale again, and let's exhale, release down. Rocking gently over to that other side, stabilizing, starting to just pick up the heel, coming to the toes and the ball of the foot. Finding your breath, finding your focal point, something that you can stare at that doesn't move. Then start to draw the knee up, dorsiflex the foot. Ready, start to lengthen that leg straight in front of us, toes up towards the ceiling. Lengthen through the back, finding that balance and stability. Start to bend the knee again, draw the knee up. And let's go ahead and slowly release that. Go ahead and inhale, bring the arms up and over. Exhale, forward fold, keep the knees soft. Inhale, coming into monkey. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, keep the glutes tight, root to crown all the way up. As we inhale, exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Come all the way down to the mat, so let's inhale, lengthen up and over. Exhale, forward fold. Soften the knees enough to bring the hands down. Walk it out into our downward facing dog. Let's move into our plank as we inhale. As we exhale, draw the elbows in. Slowly moving through crocodile as we come down. So as we come down, choosing between baby cobra, lifting the hands, rolling the shoulders back, or regular cobra, roll the shoulders back, lift through the heart, lift through the crown, press through the palms of the hands. Let's go ahead and exhale and release down. Inhale, pressing into the knees, partial plank. Exhale, moving back into extended child's pose. Let's start to make our way forward. We're going to come all the way down to the glutes. As we come down to the glutes, finding our way to the back, rounding the back, allowing ourselves to come all the way down, squeeze the knees to the chest. Let's go ahead and start to release. We want to come into our happy baby today. So we're going to open the knees to the sides of the body. Dorsiflex the feet, 2 peace fingers around the big toes. Try to stack our ankles and our knees. Soles of the feet face the ceiling. Our back is completely grounded. Let's inhale here, and as we exhale, soften the elbows, pulling the knees and the quads closer to the floor beside you. And then gently rocking left and right. Let's come to center here and lengthen all the way through the legs and our open straddle. And exhale, allow the knees to bend again as we come back into happy baby. Inhale, extend through the legs. Exhale, happy baby. Inhale, extending straddle. Exhale, happy baby. Let's release the legs all the way down. Soles of the feet come close to the glutes. Soles of the feet come to the ground, heels close to the glutes, hip width distance apart, bent knees, palms down. Let's inhale and lift the hips for modified bridge. Taking nice deep breaths here. And let's exhale, release down. So here you can choose to have a brick, or you can move into fish pose without a brick. I'll show you both. So with a brick, you put it center of your back, where your vertebrae are, between the shoulder blades, and a little bit down towards the waist. So enough that when you lay back on your block, that the crown of the head can touch the ground, the palms can be face down, your knees can even be bent here as the back rounds over the brick. You could also extend through the legs if it feels good. Without a brick, you keep the hip width distance apart. So without the brick, you bring the hands under the glutes, elbows pressed down. That's what keeps you up, and then the crown of the head comes back and down, touching the floor, as it still arches through the upper back while the legs are lengthened. Coming out of fish, those of us without a block can slowly release down after we've untucked the crown of the head. And those of us with a block may want to roll to one side, remove the block, and then come back to the floor. So whichever is fine. Let's go ahead and bring the knees back into the chest. Bring the soles of the feet back down. Let's inhale back into our modified bridge. Exhale, release. Let's go ahead and inhale, lift the legs up and bring the arms back. Stretching. So we have kind of like an inclined staff here. Lengthening overhead, dorsiflex those toes, lengthen and squeeze through the legs. Our abs are tight, our back is flat. Let's go ahead and exhale. Bend the knees, bring the arms back down, soles of the feet come back down. Let's start to open the legs a little bit by heel toe, opening the feet so it's further than hip width distance apart now. Knees are still bent and upward. Let's go ahead and release the knees, windshield wipering to one direction, allowing the hips to move. Keep the shoulders stable. Let's go ahead and move through center. And move all the way to the opposite side. Moving through center again. Windshield wipering the legs to one side. Getting in touch with our breath here. Moving to the other side. Back to center. Let's heel toe the feet back into hip width distance apart. Here we have a few options. We are going to move into some meditation and shavasana stuff. We are moving into our vibration. If you feel like you cannot
breathe very well and be able to project your voice out a little bit, then you may want to come to sitting up. If not, you can relax right here and still move through all of the chakras.
Let's go ahead and inhale to Lam. Inhale to Vam. Inhale to Ram. Inhale to Yam. Inhale to Hum. Inhale to Om. Inhale to Ah. Inhale to Ah. Inhale to Om. Inhale to Hum. Inhale to Yum. Inhale to Ram. Inhale to Vam. And inhale to Lam. If you were sitting up, you can come back down to the mat. Just allow yourself to breathe. To allow this peaceful vibration to move through you. starting to bring movement back to our limbs. And taking a moment as we have movement, let's bring all our energy, or just focus and center our energy here in the low dantian. This is just below the navel, deep within the pelvis. Taking a few moments here, just breathing. And when you feel done being centered here, we're going to move to our side in fetal position, coming to bent knees. You can draw the knees towards the chest. When you're ready to come up, you could also elongate the legs to help balance you as you press through the soles of the hands. So you press through the palms of the hands, pressing the earth away as we come back up. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today.